Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Look who it is. 2 weekends in a row. It's me and Rasa back again for a Sunday chat of things we read this week. Hello, Rasa. How you doing?
Okay. I'm just
Good.
doing something I
You
shouldn't
might
do.
need to put your mic closer in front of your mouth.
How dare you? What kind of a
You might have to
nonsense is this? Why do I have to
block it
speak
right
like?
in front of your face like
I
this.
mean, if I do this, then you see this orange stuff.
What is that orange stuff?
It's iconic. You're supposed to have. I, I free. I 3D printed a attachment for your phone,
Oh, yeah,
but
right.
all screwed up now because the screw is not working.
Mm.
So it's now left to be. This is 3D printed as well. The attachment for the mic. I just
Oh, that's
made it
cool.
up. This is how I make my own shit. I make with
You designed
hardware.
it yourself, or there was a file that you found?
What, this stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah, file. I don't.
yeah.
That's like too much work for nothing.
Have you tried doing any of the design stuff yourself, or do you usually just find files?
I do design myself, but I usually make something really wonky and it doesn't print very well.
Right,
It
right.
takes time. You have to use certain software to do crap like that. Um, So yeah, it's. I don't know why you're saying microphone's not picking up. I mean, it's always
No,
been
you're
this.
good. It's picking up better now. It's just quiet when it's not kind of in front of your mug.
How dare you?
There you go. That's it. Perfect.
So now I have to be like, hello, everybody.
Hey, how's it going?
Anyway, but yeah, yeah, I'm good. I'm like I
So,
said,
first things last. Did you watch? Have you caught up on Daredevil?
I we just watched today the episode 5. That's how far we went.
Episode 5. Kate, what happens at the end of episode 5? Just to remind me.
Um, I think Vanessa dies. Spoiler,
Oh,
right?
right. Is that when she gets shot at the end of the episode?
No, that's episode 4. So episode
Okay.
5 is her in the hospital lying down.
Yep.
Everything seems to be okay, but they're having this weird. Honestly, can I tell you one thing?
Yeah.
Too
I
much
tell you what.
talking.
I'll tell you what. You can tell me 3 things.
1, talk too much. 2, talk too much. 3, they talk too much. Honestly, when they drag it heck of a lot.
Hmm.
That episode, I think it started from episode 3, where action just went pa
Yeah.
pa 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 pa, and it's like yes, and you're like yeah, finally they maybe gonna do this from now on. Episode
Yeah.
4 they continued, but with slight less action, but with still action, plenty of, because there's a boxing fight, Muhammad Ali kind of
Oh yeah.
situation,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and then he says to her not to show up because there's bullseye coming out and it's not gonna, like, you're not safe. She doesn't listen to him, of course. And there's
Yeah.
this huge great scene where he slaps that glass thing with the belt, and that was
Yeah.
like, yeah, well, okay, so nothing happens until he turns around and see her lying in the pool of blood because something went in in her temple.
Yep.
So in that sense that was great, but this episode, it was too much reminiscing of the past and forth.
Oh man, are you nuts? It was the best episode so far.
But the
5
5,
was like 5 was the best episode.
why?
That
Because she
had me
died.
in its clutches. Yeah, that was an incredible episode. Them going back to their reliving their life together, like we've talked about in the past. For me, this TV
Mhm.
show is
Mhm.
all about Kingpin and Vanessa. Their
Yeah, it
storylines
is.
are always the
It's not
best.
Daredevil show.
No, it's them, and they're
Mm.
fantastic fucking actors. It was
I was
such a good episode, man. That was my favorite one so far.
I like them, don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but I am there for Daredevil, right? Kingpin
Fuck
is
that guy.
not. I know, but it's very moany though. It's actually quite annoying. You know
Hmm.
that scene when he was dragging the bullseye everywhere and he just
Yeah.
breathes and he's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah. It's a
what is
little
going
much.
on there?
It's a little much.
I mean, I don't
It's
know
a
what
little.
I I don't know what kind of direction they want to take that guy, but he's breathing like it's like, not he's not fit. Eh?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I also always think at the back of my head when I hear that voice, that noise he makes, it's like a
Hello,
petulant
420.
child.
Yeah.
No, it's a child. Like it's like, no, it can be. Oh, hello. Um, And yeah, so it's don't get me wrong, I'm picking on it, but it's been a while. I mean,
Yeah.
they didn't this it's great to look at, honestly. I have this now when we watch Karen do something, and it's like, Karen, come on, don't you realize where you are at?
Yeah.
I can't stop saying that to
I don't know
myself.
what they've done with Karen's character, but she's driving us crazy. Like every time she's on the screen, and her overacting and stuff is a little much to deal with.
I think that's where director's pushing her towards that, right? So it's not
Yeah.
her fault. And it's a pity because at the end of the day, I don't think she's a bad actress whatsoever, isn't she?
She seems I seem to remember her being pretty good in the early stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So I like the way she was when the Foggy was there. And okay, Foggy was in this episode, right? Which is nice. And
Yeah.
then you kind of like where they were. And when Daredevil mentioned Night Nurse, I was like, are we gonna bring her back? But I don't think that she is coming, right?
Mm.
Because I don't think the actress is already. I don't think she's working with Marvel anymore. The
Oh, okay.
original chick who was doing Night Nurse.
Okay. I
At
know
least I
nothing
don't
about
think.
that stuff. Yeah, yeah.
You have never watched the Night Nurse part in
I'm
Well,
sure I did, but obviously it left such an impression on me that, yeah, who cares? I have no idea. Doesn't I mean the name rings a bell, yeah, for sure, but obviously nothing really stuck with me.
what's really stuck with me because I was trying to get hold of that Night Nurse #1, her first
Uh-huh.
appearance, and that thing is really low printed. There's a newer version also in the same mix where people think, but it's a what I think is in the 80s or 85 or something. It's a nice red color in the like the frame cover of Marvel,
Mm.
and there's this chick in the of course nurse outfit, blonde of course, because God forbid we have a color in the comic books.
Yeah, no
Um,
color in comic books, no.
I mean, you have Luke Cage. That's the as far as the Marvel would have
He's
gone in
he's
that
off white.
off white, yeah.
Yeah.
um, yeah. So anyway, so I remember that character quite a lot because I was trying to look for the cover, and the minute they mentioned, that the rumor came out of the Daredevil show. So Bullseye's first appearance and Night Nurse's first appearance just shot up through the roof. They were nothing you would know about. The minute they were talking about the show coming out, you remember the first seasons on Netflix when they came out with Daredevil, right?
Mhm.
So that's all that kind of crap. The advertisement started, and then you realize everything just goes, just shoots up, and you're like, oh shit! Whatever I was trying to,
Yeah.
like, I always wanted to have Bullseye's first appearance because it's part of the run I was kind of collecting. I gave up on that for a long time, and I'm still giving up on that for a long time. I'm gonna have to wait until I guess he dies in this
Mhm.
TV show, and I'm not really aware of much of. I haven't read much of the Daredevil and Bullseye because I was basically looking for to pick up comic books in singles. So I don't really know Bullseye as a character much. I know how he looks in the comics. I knew that much. But
Mhm.
then I've not really know his origin, how he was placed in that era when it came out. Daredevil 131, right? Is the issue.
Yeah, I'll believe you, sure.
Oh, you have it. Don't you have it?
Well, no,
You
I
maniac.
definitely have it, but you're asking me what issue is? I got no fucking idea. I don't know.
Come
I don't
on, man.
retain that
I
stuff.
thought you were the Daredevil fan. What is going on
I
here?
am, yeah, but I'm not to that degree where I know which issue is what, and like, yeah, that
Dude,
stuff's
I
beyond
know
my
quite
brain
a few.
capacity.
I was like, I remember 159 was the issue when Frank Miller started, I think.
Mm, hmm.
That I don't have either because Frank Miller slap name on it and it said the
I
comic
got it
book. I know you do. You just don't stop
all the way
saying.
to 300.
Yeah, but you don't have them. You don't have Purple Man's first appearance.
No, I do not. I have like
I
I
do.
think number 9. I think is my very earliest, 8 or 9 or something like that.
I have Daredevil #4. I think it's his first
Yeah,
appearance. So I have it, and I was like,
it's
well, okay,
awesome.
at least I'm winning in that realm. I'm a bit closer to number
Right?
one than you are.
Yeah, yeah.
Not that it's competition,
420.
but
Keep track of this, please. Who's winning what, please, if you could start a spreadsheet.
but like let's digress. I'm looking forward
Yeah,
to
yeah,
see what's her name, Jessica Jones. I can't believe I remembered.
yeah.
I'm looking because I saw a screenshot of the next episode coming up. and it's her face on it. So hopefully
Yeah.
she's gonna. I don't know what she's gonna do. Is that means that we're gonna defenders are gonna somehow appear somewhere? Is that what it means? Are
So
they?
maybe I'm confused. So in episode 5, she's
Yeah.
not in that episode, is what you're telling me
No, no,
that
no.
you
I'm
just watched.
saying I saw a screenshot of episode 6,
Okay.
and it's her face on it.
So then maybe I'm confused. Maybe it's episode 6 that I think was my favorite one. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I know that I've seen all of them that are out, and I've seen the one with Jessica Jones in it already. So if
Oh,
that's
so there you go.
episode
So
6,
you're
then
probably
yeah,
confusing yourself with which.
I am confusing myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to know them keys. That's right.
And see,
Do I have
gotta
any
know
sort
them.
of banner? I don't have any banner on anything like that about Hot Book Alert or anything. Got to know them keys.
Yeah, especially if you're collecting the run, man.
Yeah, fuck all that shit.
So yeah, Jessica Jones
Mhm.
supposed to appear. So you probably seen that episode. It's not. It's
Sure did.
episode 6 is the one I haven't seen yet. So,
Okay.
so maybe because that whole episode about Vanessa being in the hospital, she's drinking the pineapple juice, then they're having this odd conversation. Then she goes into this, have we met? How tell me the story how we met twice, and then on the second time she's and then
Mhm.
she's probably, they show all white. Does she deserve to be in all white? I'm not sure. The caliber of the character we
She
portray.
absolutely does. Vanessa is the most purest character ever out there. I'm in love with her. She's fantastic. Every time she's on the screen, I get a little childlike in the house, and my wife makes fun of me. So yeah, episode 6. When you see episode 6, let's revisit this conversation because episode 6 is fucking phenomenal.
Oh, okay. So there's 8 episodes, but they're not out yet, right?
I think so. I mean, when we watched whatever day that was, there was only 6 of them out. I think that was early in the week. That might have been Monday or something. So I'm guessing they come out every Wednesday. I'm not sure.
I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, I have no clue. I don't keep track that closely.
No. Me neither. Anyway, so in that sense,
the other thing that we didn't talk about last time we were on was I've also been watching Primal, Gendy Tartakovsky's Primal.
Oh, I haven't been with
the 3rd season, if you can get it. Oh yeah, so episode 7 is out now. It came out on Tuesday, so it looks like it's every Tuesday the episodes come out. So episode 7 I have not seen, but 6 is the last one that I saw. Primal is fucking fantastic, dude. I've been downloading it because I think it's still coming out. Our main guy is a zombie. It's not a spoiler. It literally happens right at the beginning of the very first episode. Because I think at the end of last season he died, right? So he's come back as a zombie, and it's fantastic.
I haven't watched. I didn't watch the end of that.
Two?
I've watched season 2, but I didn't finish because I got distracted by
other
crap. You didn't
finish it? Oh my god, that was years ago.
Well, I know, but then that's what happens when you watch too many. Like, there's too much to watch.
Yeah, right. Well, that's why you got to be more picky and choosy.
Well, yeah, but
not watch so much garbage.
Sometimes I like to watch my garbage because it makes me feel good.
Okay? Yeah, that's right. Primal makes you feel good. It's so good. When was it?
You know why I stopped watching? It was so bloody, actually. I remember. And it was very myth for a very long time. Because there was
very
this
what? Sorry?
Myth, like means that it's sad.
Oh, right. Yes.
And there was moments where it's just too much. There was a baby in the family and all the eating and all that zombie and him attacking, and then you feel it's just too much mood, man. So it's kind of heavy. So I remember we took a break a little bit off because it's just so moody, and then I guess we get distracted by other crap, like that always hosts like that.
Yeah. Yeah, 2022 is when that season came out. So I mean, I'd suggest catching up and then watching in on this new one. It's really, really great. It's incredible what he can do with like a silent show where there's, minimal to zero dialogue. It's really, really amazing.
Animated stuff, I got distracted because I've been watching stuff with my son. We were watching a new goat movie on the plane while we're on the plane riding back.
Mm-hmm.
It's a basketball movie, which is I was excited because I'm a basketball fan. So and my son wanted to watch it, but it was actually quite hilarious. Nothing over, Tim the Curry from the what is this? Oh my god, why I'm blanking on the names?
Yeah, Tim Curry from Rocky Horror Picture Show.
No, no, I'm talking
What?
about basketball now. I'm talking basketball. I'm not talking about picture show or horror show. I'm
Tim
talking about
Curry.
no. I'm not talking about Tim Curry. You just
You
heard
said
Tim.
Tim Curry.
I know, but I just said. Oh
People,
my god!
replay that episode, replay that section. What did
Call
she
the
say?
goat.
Denzel Curry?
No, shut up, man. You're gonna mix my head completely with all the scrappy names. I'm talking about the basketball player. He plays for Golden State Warriors.
Oh, that guy.
Point guard, shoots like a robot.
All right, yeah.
So he's in that movie as a voice actor as well. So
yeah,
and I was like, kind of, I don't really find that the best. Yes, Steve Curry. Thank you, Steve. Hey, Steve.
Good work, 420.
Anyway, so he was there as a voice actor, and it actually wasn't bad for kids, take introduction. Yeah, you could probably.
Damn straight he is.
You probably could do it. Actually, the voice of basketball player, no problem. Have you watched? Completely opposite out of that, but have you watched the exciting news of they finished making the Spaceballs? New.
Oh, really? Hey,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So I don't know when it's gonna air, but they built out lots of talks. Of course, Denzel Curry has some solid rap albums. Yeah, look, so many Currys around there.
Yeah, there's lots of Curry. I know a guy, Mike Curry.
Okay.
We call him Spices.
No wonder, because the curry is good for your
yeah, that's
curry.
right, exactly right. We're very clever. So they finished filming Spaceballs 2.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All original cast apart of Steve Candy, right?
That's awesome.
Candy. So I don't know who is going to be that, but even the son of, I don't remember names now, but anyway, most cast is original, plus the son of one of our actors going to be there as well. He was a Sentry actor in Marvel Universe. You know Sentry guy?
No.
Have you watched the Captain America thingy movie with Sentry in it?
I mean, I don't think we saw the most recent Captain America, but we've seen the other ones.
So he's an actor of the famous actor.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get around it.
Denzel Curry?
No, it's not Denzel Curry.
Tim Curry.
It's not Tim Curry either. What's the Spaceballs guys who is a good guy pretending to be Harrison Ford actor in Spaceballs? What's his name?
Oh, fuck
you
if
see?
I know, man.
Do you see?
We're
gonna be going
coconut Thai curry.
I love actually coconut Thai curry. Green one or red one? Green or red one?
I mean, both. Either or.
Yeah, I like both. Anyway, so there was an interview. So it's so good to see all the original cast members talking, and it just feels like you want to watch again Spaceballs. But yeah, I don't know when they're going to release the movie, but they say they done filming and they are kind of promoting it slowly, I guess.
Yeah, that's cool.
So that's one thing really excited about, to be honest. Yeah. Even though I couldn't care less about Spaceballs because it's just a like funny movie and it's not something, but I really like the actors, right? Bill Pullman, there you go. Bill Pullman's son is going to be in there as well. So Bill Pullman with his son. Pullman something. I don't know his name. But he's an actor of, he was acting as a Sentry in the latest Captain America movie, where do you know Sentry's powers? He goes absolutely Superman-like powers. He has. Yeah. He goes all black. Actually, he kind of takes over his dark side and good side.
Yeah.
Anyway, I remember actually once again, I remember his first appearance. It's this cover of gold. He's all in gold, and it's a black cover. Mm-hmm. And I remember there was a whole set of it for cheap, and I passed away because I would have made quite a big buck if I would have bought it and sold before the movie.
Right.
But yeah, I remember that kind of stuff. I remember keys, like kind of thing. I remember where
Yeah, yeah.
was, what I did,
Yeah.
why I didn't
When
pick
you
it up
didn't
like
buy
an
it. Yeah.
idiot. So many times I passed on some shit. But
Mhm.
now honestly, I remember clearly how much I was complaining about how expensive comic books like a decade ago.
Yeah.
But now comparing it to now, shit
Nothing.
expensive now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you used to pull Bronze Age comics for £2. You could, of course, if you're lucky enough, you £1, but that's luck, okay? But usually like £3, no problem. Now £10,
Yeah.
Bronze Age comic. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. I
Yeah.
went
No, it's
to
insane.
a comic book shop actually yesterday. Um, it's one of the further down for me, but I don't really like the pricing. I really don't like the way they do their business. But sometimes I just can't resist because I want to feel,
Hmm.
and go to the comic book shop and see
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
everything is. And I couldn't resist. I bought 2 comic books, even though I paid quite a bit. So I'm gonna talk about it. The one I was thinking I'm never gonna get hold of because my comic guy sold it and didn't have it anymore, I don't think. And
Oh.
another one, new stuff by Kevin Smith.
Okay.
Because I was curious to see. I know people are shitting on Kevin Smith when it comes to comic writing, but I
Yeah.
couldn't resist. So we can talk about it after when we.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I mean, you may as well take it away. Take her away.
So shall I talk about that Kevin Smith book then?
I mean, whatever you want to do, I say go for it.
Okay, go on. There you go.
Oh, Bizarro.
So Kevin Smith with Eric Carrasco and Nick Pitara on art. Michael Garland, I
Ooh.
think, is in colors. Yeah. Fatter, do I know? Oh, wait. Yeah. Michael Garland is colorist. So I like Bizarro. I always I read some collected editions. I think this character is really underrated. The minute I saw it, I was like, why not? I'm gonna, like that's why when I went to comic book shop, I got it. It's very quietly esque art style. It looks like, I don't know if he did. Is Nick Pitara a artist for Ice Cream Man? Can somebody tell me?
No, he did. He did a fantastic book, though. The name is escaping me. He is in that kind of quietly wheelhouse, though, for sure. There's a bunch of guys that sort of have a similar. Manhattan Projects was the name of the comic that I was reading.
Yeah. So it's very cool. It's not so Superman's secret origin of the bestest enemy, and it starts really kind of a, almost feels like Superman's story with Jimmy Olsen in the forefront. He's going into supposedly job, but he's not really working there. He's a coffee boy kind of thing for everybody. Is happy-go-lucky traveling towards it, and then it shows you this giant. So apparently Puppet Master was there, left this great big puppet in the metropolis, and of course editorial of Daily Planet is bickering and saying, "Mama, blah blah blah. We need to sort it out. The storyline. The 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 windows has been smashed completely to bits, and of course Louis Lane and Clark is not there, so they are trying to figure out how we're gonna deal with stuff situations. Of course, Superman appears in here. Unless I honestly didn't feel like Bizarro because what I was expecting is that backwards, talking the way Bizarro talks.
Yeah, because that's his shtick, right? Isn't it?
Yeah. But then there's actually great story beforehand, and actually nicely done. It's really well managed, the storyline. They get pulled in because this douchebag professor decided to open this world thingy. He opens it up, and editorial with Olsen gets pulled in, and that's where we end up. And it's Superman supposedly look-alike greets them, and then he says, well, this happened and I created it, mirror world of Metropolis. I'm not a hero, I'm just the biggest fan. And he looks like a crazy, and then he doesn't have the same things yet. He looks like he speaks normally, everybody understands it. Jimmy Olsen gets really excited about it because because his job is he wants to be working for Daily Planet show. He's the one who wants to covering everything. And this Bizarro guy, because they were like pulled in this, decides that Jimmy Olsen's gonna be in charge, and of course the guy who's in charge of Daily Planet show wasn't very keen about it, and blah blah blah. And then it's slowly right at the end it shows you how crazy this guy is and what's going on around here. And yeah, it's read really well. Honestly, I really enjoyed this. So I'm probably gonna go pick it up another one if I am not gonna forget about it.
So that
But
was a new one from this past week, or?
I don't know. I think so. Maybe this week or last week has to be one of those. But
Yeah.
But I saw it the minute I just really like the way, as I say, sometimes I don't read that much Superman stuff, and I actually like always I rather pick up some obscure characters like Bizarro rather than Superman book, right? Because it's something different to read about. And
Yeah.
I didn't know that they want to do a supposedly Year None origin story of the Bizarro, but I'm curious. And so far, I'll say it read really well. The artwork is great because it's kind of, as I said, Frank Wiley, big time. Like it almost screams that same style, like it's overly obsessive with a lot of scracky lines, almost, that like Jeff Darrow screams as well, kind of thing, because of attention to detail. Not as much attention to detail to Jeff Darrow, though. You can't say that, but it's really Frank quietly inspired. And also, then there's several of them now, isn't it? Almost they have the same kind of art style.
Yeah, it feels like there's a few of them that are sort of in that world. Yeah. I mean, none as kind of clean as Quietly. Like he's got this real clean look to things.
Frank Quietly is actually doing wearing cover.
Oh, there you go.
Just saw it now. So there you go. There's plenty of wearing covers. I went to because of I was looking to see the name, because he's kind of like writing, and Nick Pitara is drawing it. Eric Carrasco is have almost a similar style, but he's actually writing in here. And there's on the socials, I think I went to Instagram, and there was a picture of him and Kevin Smith doing signing for this book. So just curiously to check, But I really, as I say, honestly, these kind of books are underrated because we tend to focus, or lots of people tend to focus on the big three, right?
Yeah.
But so far I'm reading and Batman and Wonder Woman. Now somehow I'm picking Bizarro, but Bizarro's always been that thing that I would kind of like curiously want to see what's going on with him, because he's really good as a character.
Yeah, that's cool.
And Puppet Master and all that, other bizarre creatures and stuff like that.
Right. So for my different reading this week was Bang Bang Lucky Luke. This was one of the ones I got in Calgary. This is book 14 from Cine Book. The Dashing White Cowboy. I think like same kind of thing you were saying there. There's kind of, it's nice reading all the stuff that's serious and heavy or whatever, but there was something so rewarding just sitting back and reading this story. A super simple Lucky Luke comes across this troupe of actors who are going kind of town to town to put on a play about the dashing white cowboy. And everywhere they go, there's a heist. Something gets stolen. So, of course, Lucky Luke kind of follows them around and is determined to find out what's going on. You meet all these great characters. There's just these real nice little gags. Very simple stuff. It was so much fun. I was saying to Rasa before we came on that growing up, it was Asterix and Obelix and Lucky Luke and Tintin that you'd find all the time in our libraries in school. Obviously, in French, we wouldn't have English stuff, but it was always something I was drawn to. And then there was a cartoon that we watched as well, even though my French was, I couldn't understand a damn word what they were saying, but it was still great to kind of just see some cartoons and figure out the story. But this one was a real nice surprise. There's some jokes in here that maybe haven't aged as well, but I mean, what do you expect? This originally came out in 1975, and then this one was published in 2008 by Cine Book. Yeah, it makes me want to, and I love that back cover. Draws faster than his own shadow, and then gives you all the ads in the back too for the other books in the series. And yeah, I think I'd like to dig into some more of these actually. Looks like Cinebook has done quite a few of them, obviously.
Yeah.
So might be fun to dig into some of these originals. My daughter's got one by like the new artists and writers. And I remember reading that with her, and that was pretty fun as well. But nothing beats this stuff.
Mm-hmm. I I told you I picked up manga.
Yes.
So this is one and done, which is kind of
Oh,
weird.
cool.
It's called Stray, and it's by Ryu Kamiyo and art by Yu Nukahara. It's about these two characters there in front of the page. But it's one thing I wanted to show. It has stop. You're reading in the wrong place.
Yeah, nice.
So it's kind of funny. Anyway, of course, I knew that already because I'm a bit more experienced manga reader, slightly, okay. So we are following this girl here who has a father from Yakuza, but actually the main character is this guy, Ken, bare knuckle fighter Ken, and he gets to be seeing her for the first time because he just paroled from the prison for good behavior. He's part of Yakuza. He's an orphan. Parents didn't want him anymore, and he was brought up in Yakuza, and they kind of got into somehow together because I think she was on the lookout for him to make help her to find her mother. And it basically the whole story surrounds them going for and looking for clues to find the mother, who was a girlfriend of one of the lords of Yakuza. This is the guy. This is the father of the girl, and he is the one who is basically got them both involved. Tuji is his name. He gets murdered because there's other douchebag who got involved with a politician, and this guy got accused of murdering, even though he didn't do it. He was protecting. So while he was protecting, he got arrested. He got imprisoned. And now these two people, or kids, really, even though he's like grown up now, but she's the two unwitting witnesses to all or characters to a situation where they get involved by discovering this journey to find the mother. It's really good. Action scenes a lot. Art is very, of course, very drawn really intently as a manga. I'm not sure. I'm not really kind of modern reading manga, but it looks like a typical manga, right?
Yeah, I mean, it has a little bit something different going for it, though. It looks pretty great.
Yeah, look at that. Nice fighting scenes. Of course, everything action looks precise to the point. You understand exactly where it goes. I really like faces. Of course, they pull those faces really well. Surprising, those old school mafiosos, and lots of things. We also find out background stories, how she came to be. This lady is like junior kind of police officer. She gets involved because they're all looking for everybody. So, and this girl was the one thing that everybody wanted to get hold of, because we find out, spoiler alert, she's holding a key to it all, evidences which were given or found by her mother. And this boy Ken, who is basically becomes part of it because his boss also gave him something in order to disclose lots of information. It's really nice reading, honestly. The story goes and it ends, which is kind of so weird because, like in the manga, you always expect to have volumes of the stuff.
Yeah.
But this is one and done thing, and it reads really well. It's fast read, of course. And honestly, I really like the story. It had ups and downs. There's this dude who appears in there like a character. There's emotional parts of pages. I really like what they do. I like
So did you pick it up because it was a one and done, or like what prompted you to
No, I
grab
picked
this
it up.
one?
Do you remember? I don't know if I told you remember me telling you that, but I went to library and they have Japanese like traveling books, and next to the
Hmm.
traveling book Discover Japan, they had this book as a Japanese media you could observe and find out if you like it more about Japan and their culture kind of thing.
Hmm.
So that's why I picked it up. I like the way it looked. I kind of like the cover looks nothing to scream about, but the name Stray really that did work for me.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was really nice read. It took me a while to get to it because I was on holiday when I picked it up, so I didn't really read it. So I just finished it. Anyway, lots of things, like the old school feel of the Yakuzas and stuff. The cars looks almost too polished, but old school as well.
Yeah, right.
But as I say, it's really nice read, and it rewards you right at the end. There is a next story, so it finishes, and but there is this epilogue stray outro. This chapter ran in October 11th issue of Manga Goraku magazine in 2020. So I guess this story came about from the magazine first, and then they decided to write the whole thing after.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it looks really good. Actually, it looks pretty great.
It's Titan Manga production.
Mm-hmm.
Seems to be Titan is doing a lot of stuff like that. So they go
Mm-hmm.
into manga, they're doing European stuff, they're doing all sorts of things, right?
I mean, makes sense, man. I'm guessing that there's a lot of money to be made in manga if you're gonna start publishing that.
Yeah, it's a 16.99 Canadian, 12.99 US, and £10 UK.
Not bad.
But it's in library found, so it's very nice.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking to see if library has anything else from this creator. They don't have.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the only book they I never, like I don't really read that much manga. When you pick it up, you'll feel like, oh my god, there's so many volumes coming up, but it's actually one story, which is really good to read something like that. It doesn't make you committing to a lot of things. You get your reward from the right beginning till the end.
Mm-hmm.
And the way it was writing at the beginning and it was going forwards, like surely there's going to be another volume, right? There's too much involvement, there's too much to background, but the way they crept the story in was really like slow burn, like you found out everything slowly, but it wasn't boring, because there's enough action going on in the book. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Manga, could you believe? Yeah. So
Super
I
cool.
was surprised to pick it up and read it, but I enjoyed it. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting better. I'm getting better at reading it. So I guess that's
it's
why
way
it makes
easier
it
after a
much
while.
more.
Hey.
Yeah, like I wasn't. I remember when I used to do the like really big gaps between reading manga, like a year space.
Yeah.
Then my mind doesn't know how to focus again. But now because I've been reading kind of consistently because of your Kamui and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I think that really helped the Kamui reading.
Mm-hmm.
Because then I know how to follow. And then it basically tells you how you need to supposed to follow the storyline. But I didn't even look at because I already well aware of that. And I'm surprised my brain continues to, because I used to be kind of struggling a lot with that.
Yeah, you don't see that as much anymore. The wrong side and telling you to go to the other way. Like most of the new stuff that gets published now doesn't have that because
I think
people
newer
are
generation,
more used to it these days. Yeah, exactly. Newer
generations, they read more
Yeah.
manga than anything else anyway. So
yeah.
so they don't need to.
So I managed to try to fill in some gaps in some of my reading. I realized I'm missing a TMNT Journeys issue. So I couldn't read that stuff, but I went back and I found the Martian Manhunter that I was missing.
Mm-hmm.
Issue number, what the hell is this? Issue number 9.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking they only had a couple issues left, and it was this cover's the one that jumped out at me. I'm glad I managed to find it though, because I'd hate to miss one. This is somebody named, oh boy, that's such small writing. Dan Hip, I think is what that says. And then they do you get the regular cover on the inside. I mean, I won't say too much about this book. What I will say about this particular issue
Uh-huh.
is that this read so well. I feel like there's been all sorts of ideas in Martian Manhunter that they're playing with, like, insecurities of people,
Yeah.
suspicion,
Yeah.
paranoia, this sort of thing. And I think this issue really captures that feeling so well. And it's a real good illustration of what this kind of art and storytelling
Mm-hmm.
style does for you when you're being put in that mindset.
Uh-huh.
It flows really nicely, but there's a lot of information coming from you. You sort of feel like you're swimming through the issue. You sort of feel like you're in these moments with the main character.
Mm-hmm.
It really has an interesting effect, a reading effect once you're really digging into this. And I mean, I'm gonna say the things that we've always said is just that it's so fucking gorgeous, man. There's a
Yeah.
couple of pages
It's good
coming
as
up here. I'll just flip ahead and show you. Go ahead, I'm listening.
the artist is still the same, right? They haven't changed them any.
Nope, still the same. I mean, look at this page, man.
Mm.
Look at this. It's
Yeah.
just, it's a stunner. It's
Yeah.
a beautiful, beautiful book. I
Mm.
hope that this gets an oversized kind of collection. This was a fantastic issue. It made the next issue make way more sense because, as like I said last week, when I read issue number 10, I was a little confused as to, did
Mm.
I miss something? What is going on here? I feel
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and then looking, because I didn't realize how long it's been since I've been to a comic shop. So I've missed a few issues of a number of things.
Mm.
This one was still a good issue, but I think the previous one here, issue number 9, so far has been my favorite of like the second half of
Uh-huh.
the Martian Manhunter, Absolute Martian Manhunter. But the whole book is great. We're coming to a close. There's 2 issues left. I
Mm.
haven't heard if it's been picked up for any more.
Oh, really?
There's part of me that kind of hopes that it is done. I don't want this to keep going because I feel like it's going to lose momentum, and I kind of want this to exist at this level in my mind. You know what I mean? As opposed to seeing something deteriorate, because
Mm.
now they're on a schedule and now they have a lot of
Yeah.
pressure on them.
Mm.
So I mean, as no surprise, strong recommendation. But let's just look at this cover again because I fucking love that cover. It's so great, and the little Batman down in the side there. I could
Mm-hmm.
probably do without, but the rest of it is really fantastic.
Yeah.
Really cool look to it. So,
Mm.
yeah, no surprise.
Mm.
Goddamn good reading, man. And like you
Ah,
said, with the DC stuff, it's nice to have all these kind of like the Bizarro, and have these characters like the Zatanna book that I read, and this one. It's
yeah.
nice to
Yeah.
have these secondary or even like tertiary characters that who the hell cares about Martian Manhunter these days? I doubt that there's very many, but this kind of thing is really nice to see.
Mm. Cool.
What you
Yeah.
got?
I read the digital one, but I can't connect somehow to my PC, so
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna show you screen like that. It's gonna be way too glary, but no, I found an angle. There you go. So Tilly Walden done this Clementine. I read volume 1 heckle of long time ago. There's volume 3 also to finish the storyline, but it's a moody read. It's a Walking Dead inspired work by Tilly Walden. Tilly Walden has done quite a few things. On a Sunbeam is one of the things, and the spinning, I have it right there. Oh, you can't see now, or whatever. There, next to the Green Lantern, there's a book spinning by Tilly Walden in my collection as well. So I do enjoy the creator. She's she has this unique style, but she takes her own version of um Walking Dead character and takes them for a spin. It's not something I always want to read, too much zombies and stuff, but the way she is creating the work, I really like somehow. It appeals to me quite a lot. And then I when I start reading the story again after having to take a break for a while, it's actually quite forgot how the Walking Dead realm is all about, like all this grim and doom, and we have these characters who is trying to survive, and all of them. Our Clementine, who has lost a leg in the volume 1, Now she's struggling to survive and get hold of it. I don't know if you can bloody see it. It's because of this light.
Yeah, you might have to come even closer to your camera if you can. Yeah, there you go. That looks better. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it's those three girls trying to survive, goes through a lot. You know, it seems to be very young. Clementine actually has been born while those zombies are around, so she's not really aware of her emotions really well. She is kind of like about killing zombie survival in her mind 24/7. And then we have the other characters who like become um integral for her to be, or for her survival, so they all trying to basically be able to do whatever they can in order to go move forward. um and it's once again of them having such a like, it's doom and gloom most of the storyline. Then they have this reprieve. They found a way to kind of survive and find this islands, and seems to be everything is situated in like Canadian land in Canada. And they find this by luck and chance on almost on the brink of kind of like death. Clementine is in a really bad state. Her limb is becoming septic. They thinking this is it, no more of her left. But they get a chance and somehow end up on a boat. And oh, that's the glimpse of hope page. Them getting to find this sea, and somebody's coming to pick them up. And they end up on an island where everybody is doing really well. There apparently there's a group of people who's surviving, and you see her after another chapter trying to. She's been in a coma for months, and then she doesn't understand where she is. She lost time and memory, and then she's like seeing this beautiful scene. She can't believe it. Maybe she's somewhere, and of course her friend comes to her place and say, "No, don't worry, or and you okay? We survived. We found reprieve." And they get to this island and find this group of people, and all good, of course, as always. Our main character always in doubt because she doesn't understand what means quiet. You have to do your chores, you have to survive in order to basically day by day situations. And she questions everybody. She finds this group of people there, obscure characters on this island where it seems to be, there you go, they found something where we're going to be able to live for a very long time until always, like always. I'm gonna try to scroll through as far as I possibly can. So what are you doing, man? Not that. It's like I don't know what I'm doing. They find, oh, of course I can't find the page, but they find there is also something you should be afraid of. Not even the island can help your survival. Okay. Um, there is a other place in the area where it's been fenced off, and in there's other fraction of people who were fighting, and they were all zombied, so they all been infected. And of course, by finding that out, they realized that lots of people don't really think about them anymore because they think the walls will protect them, but instead they have something coming. And of course it did. And Clementine was in an argument with the person in charge, a pathologist, Dr. Morrow is she's called, and she was who lost her daughter for the zombies. Hello, Mr. And then with a kind of like premonition happening, they get eaten up by all of the stuff. They managed to escape the island with a one little boat which was left for them, and they end up into another land where they're gonna go and see what can they do. So it's a very good story. I mean, I'm really not going dwell into it, But the way it's written goes really well. You get invested a lot into the characters. I like Clementine a lot as a character. She's trying her best to be normal, but she doesn't even know what's normal, because for her normal is being in a situation like these, for trading a sock which doesn't have holes becomes a thing where you can trade for food, something, stuff like that. And then they're gonna end up being on a boat and going to Greenland, because apparently there's another haven which they should be able to find, and there's people from Europe who traveled apparently the world, and then they realizing the world is not so small. One of the characters, she's a Thai origin, and she wants to go look for her brother. She has this little map to see, and she thinks that Thailand is not so far away, until they find this shipmate and shows her the whole map. It's actually the situation here, and they realize how far away Thailand is, because the kids not aware of situations. They just live day by day and think that whatever surrounds them, that's what's left. As I say, really heartfelt storyline, but it's really well done. It's all black and white as well. I think Tilly Walden's writing is really good as well. She's really does manage to create characters who you care about, insecurities of them, how they have to deal with the situations, and of course all female lead characters, which is what Tilly's work whatever I've read of hers, mainly family, like female based heroes or characters. Anyway, so
Yeah, I think Lillian has that first book. She's a big fan of Tilly Walden as well too. She's got a real good way of writing that really draws younger readers in as well.
Yeah. So this is the ship. The next story will be going to see what's going to happen next. Yeah.
Cool.
I think, I don't know how much your Lillian would be interested in Walking Dead story. But
I mean, from what I remember, she really liked the first one. I'm pretty sure it's only the first one that she has, though. Yeah. I don't think she has any of the other ones. I know she has a couple of other Tilly Walden books too, though, that she really loved. Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you what they are, but she's got really a few things by her. Yeah.
Writing is really easy. It flows really well. As I say, you get invested in characters quite a lot. Makes you care about everybody, even though you like that Dr. Morrow. So her daughter got infected. She has a son. But then they kind of ignore it. They felt like, it was the beginning, right? There was just a little bit of scratch, right? So they didn't do anything. They usually chop the limb off so infection wouldn't spread, blah, 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 blah. So you don't go zombie, right? They kept it. Then her daughter died right in front of them, turned right in front of them. They got panicked, and then ended up being in this island. But because she's a pathologist, she's feeling guilty. So whatever she keeps on, she says to like Clementine, this conversation they're having, and she says like, but it used to be humans. There's lots of kids going on. I want to give them a chance to be buried. I don't want them to be thrown out in the sea and be forgotten. And it's like different priorities, right? For Clementine is, look, you have bad people around the defense. The fence is not going to hold. I've been through in the bigger cities with the bigger fence, and they still gone through it. Are you sure you want to, not to take care of it? And she's like, well, the winter's coming. We have to prepare crops and stuff like that. And she's like, well, your crops can be gone, but the minute they're going to come into your land through the fence, and everybody's going to be gone. And that's what happens. It's kind of like, it's kind of heartfelt situation, but you kind of knew straight away, you can't have good things, right? Yeah. Like Clementine keeps saying, I can't get, I can't just settle, because this is never happens to me. I don't really settle because there's always something bad happens. And they're all those young characters, like boy without a limb, because he got injured by dog bite. He got a dog bite, because in that situation, when any bite, they think you're going to turn zombie. Dad didn't even asking and didn't believe him and chopped his limb off, even though he didn't have to, right? So there's characters like those, and you're like, oh my God. And I don't know, as I say, you have children, you become really more sensitive to stuff like that, situations, right? Yeah. When kids are involved, it's quite difficult to go without heavy emotions, right? With any kind of story when the kids are involved.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's, as I say, it's really well written. I was kind of like too myth, like I said, too sad. Should I go for? Should I not read it because I want to have happy stories more than anything else
Hmm.
that distracts you from anything else you wanted. But I couldn't stop reading after a while because you get more invested. You really want to know what's happening. It's about 300 pages a volume, so it's not a big. But there's a third one, the last one, which I really got excited because I remember really a while ago and they were announced that they're going to do the third volume. I, like you always get distracted and I've forgotten. But then I start remembering things and I was like, yeah, 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 I want to read the third one. And I finally finished the story because I remember how much I really enjoyed the volume one
Hmm.
when it started. So yeah,
Yeah, sweet.
so I
That's
keep going.
cool.
Not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Um, what do I got? I talked about those ones. Oh, this is a fun one.
Mm.
Um, so this was another Calgary one, but it was they had a section of non-English language books, and in
Oh.
it was this, and it's a silent story. And then thanks to Google Translate, I was able to translate the little bio at the back. And the
Oh.
story is this is the artist was living in, I think he said Poland,
Uh-huh.
and he didn't understand the language at all, and he would just kind of observe all of the things going on around him. He lived in an apartment just outside like this town square, so this is kind of a story about some of the things that he's seen and sort of extrapolated on, I'm imagining, to
Mm-hmm.
kind of fill in those blanks of what these people's lives might be.
Uh-huh.
So coming to it also as someone who speaks only English, even though there's no dialogue in it. I thought that was an interesting way to kind of approach a book,
Mm.
that it's sort of a mystery for him as well too. So even if this was written in Polish or German or French or anything, it would
Yeah.
still kind of retain that kind of mystery element.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really fun. And I think the biggest thing that's so appealing is all of these almost like, I don't know, wood block prints. Hello, Paulo Costa. How are you?
Mm-hmm.
Looking things, and it looks like a lot of sort of fisheye lens. There's a lot of
Yeah.
background and people that are distorted, but not so much that they look alien. It's really, really cool. So there's a couple of short stories in here. This first one is about a guy coming back from getting some groceries, and when he comes home, so we follow him through his whole kind of journey home, and he
Mm-hmm.
sits and is now hanging out with his dog and telling his dog about this story and all of the stuff that absolutely did not happen. And he starts to kind of tell his dog about, until the very end, when he pulls out an ear with a jewel in it and
Yeah.
tosses the ear to the dog. So, it kind of brings the whole thing into question, like what was
Where?
his day, and just
Uh-huh.
really, really nice stuff. And yeah, so it's two stories. The second story has kind of a nice loop going for it. Or the day kind of starts with this guy in bed, and there's it looks like a poster on the wall of a ship. By the
Uh-huh.
time you get to the end of the story, it sort of comes back to this moment, except he's on the ship. So again, this kind of blending of reality and dream, but same thing, similar kind of fisheye lens look to everything. Really, really great. Not an artist I'm familiar with. I haven't done any research to see what else they've
Okay.
done, but I enjoyed this quite a lot. And I think this style also works in this kind of oversize as well too. So
Mm.
really solid. So there's the name, Claudius Gentinetta, and then
Mm-hmm.
Hysteria. And this is from a company, Edition Moderne. I
Mm-hmm.
think I may have seen um, our friend from Germany looking like that, looking at this. Earl Grey, completely blanked on his channel name there for a second. I'm pretty sure I've seen Earl Grey talk about this company as well too. So
Mm. Cool.
really, really great. Nice pickup.
Uh,
More
mm-hmm.
expressionist version of Spanth Osher. Oh, my language skills, my speaking skills.
Spanish.
I've had too much booze. I won't
Mm.
even try to pronounce that first name, Prado. Yeah, fun stuff, man.
Mm. I saw that there was a on a train there was a name of Krakow, so that's one of the Polish.
Yeah.
city is quite famous. My sister actually went for a visit there, and she loved it.
Oh, okay.
I've never been to Poland at all, really.
No, me neither. We have family that originates in Poland, but we've never been back. We went back to visit relatives in Germany when I was little, but that was it.
Mm. Did you read that?
I sure did. Where is it? It's somewhere here. I did read it though. I don't have it in front of me, but I sure did read it.
What do you think? Do you think our
Um,
boys suddenly gonna wake up and realize Razel is not such a great hero he's always thinks about?
I mean, I feel like this is an origin story of a villain, right? Like I
Yeah,
feel like the brother is going to be the villain that she ends up fighting. He's really being led down a garden path, though. I mean, which we've always suspected, but it really feels
I
like you're
like the
truly fucked, my boy. You're truly fucked.
I like the Kai appearance. I really don't care about our boy. Really
Mm,
don't. And the more I read the story, the less I am more. The Kaya is an interesting, intriguing. I don't know. Maybe I just like good people, right?
yep,
But she's gets involved in some crowd. But our magician boy or the chosen one, whatever he's called, the golden boy. Yeah, I think he's finally realizing that he's not Razel is not the boy, not the thing he was kind of because we're having this conversation and it's almost childlike conversation, like having too many questions, and Razel finally is like, "Shut up," kind of thing
yeah,
in his face, and then was kind of intriguing, and of course looks where he gets to go.
mm-hmm,
So in his face it says it all. So
yep.
I don't know, but yeah, it's intriguing to see where we're gonna take the character. We
I
know,
mean, I'm all for like a villain story, but it's just he's a dull. If that is where this character is going, he's just a
yeah,
dull, tedious child. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's
hmm,
just really dull. But the rest of the story was great. I loved how Kaya, you can see her
yeah,
begrudgingly take on like the humans. They're going to throw him off this train. And she's like, oh, come on. Do I
yeah,
really have to do this? Don't throw them off the train. I'll take care of them. You know, because we've seen those flash forwards of kind of what she is, begrudgingly kind of like this hero and this champion of a group of people, of a group of
yeah.
rebels. And you can see those moments like, ah, oh, fuck. If nobody else is going to do it, I guess I have to. I really liked that stuff. I thought that was really well done.
It's funny that I am King Grovel, and he's
Yeah,
like, "What the
right.
heck you
Yeah.
are, man?
Yeah,
Nobody
yeah.
cares about your kingness or whatever it's called." So funny, and Kaya doesn't really care about the humans itself. She's like, "I didn't think you said like this funny conversation. Like you said, there's no humans, so you only two left." I just like that's what I thought.
Yeah. Well, and
More people.
I also like the when he tries to like threaten her and he turns to the big guy who's already got bandages on going, I tried that once, boss. I'm not doing that again because she beat the shit out of him. I thought that was pretty good too. It's good
Yeah,
storytelling, man. And like you said, her character is way more interesting. Everything that happens to her is way more interesting than Jin's story.
Jin is. I mean, yeah, like I say, I don't know why he's there. I mean, it does kind of like help Kaya's character a lot, like to willing her to be good guy even more because no wonder it's called the book's name is Kaya, right? So
Yeah,
she is the one, but so far we're still following Jin as the one, the only, because he's the one narrating the book. It's not Kaya narrating the book; it's him.
that's right. Yeah,
So is so sort of something is happening. So
yeah.
hopefully not Kaya's
Yeah, no,
the
she's
demise.
more the chosen one for sure. And it's this idea of like tying yourself to a loser, I think is
Yeah.
pretty good. And just cut the ties with that loser and you'll be much better off, right? Like just who cares if he's your brother? Fuck that guy. Get rid of him. Send
Don't
him off with
forget,
this Raziel. Yeah, go for it. Go
don't
away.
forget, it's a half brother, so it's still not
Yeah,
really
yeah, yeah,
full.
yeah. Yeah.
So it's still kind of even weaker. Yeah, go on.
As usual, Paulo bringing some good information. Claudius has an IMDb page. Looks like he wrote and directed a few short movies, and that name sounds too much like a pseudonym. And then there's a website there too. So if anybody can click on that in the chat if you're interested.
Mm.
Thank you very much, Paulo. I will absolutely dig into that.
Mm.
So the concerning thing about the Kaya thing is again looking at my comic app, there's not that many issues left that
Really?
they show on the app. Yeah, so I
It's
don't know
supposed
what
to
that
be.
means.
Then he kept saying it's gonna be what 40, right?
I thought that's what he said. Let's have a look here.
I had never seen. I've been actually updating my
Let's
DLC.
see.
Kaya, where
The
is it?
last issue that's in the app is issue number 36. I
What?
mean, now obviously that doesn't mean that there's going to be no more issues, but generally with this CLZ Comics app, it shows you well in advance, like far into the distance, unless there's just absolutely nothing. After 36, maybe there's a bit of a break.
Maybe.
Because that was what, 34, right? Yeah, 34. So that has
If
2 more issues.
if you follow him on his emails or whatever that's called, I don't know what you call them. Um, you can subscribe, and he tells you he actually gives you an to read his new work called Thunderhead for
Yeah, that's
free.
right. It's his book about drawing or something, isn't it?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
But you can actually like read almost on your email the whole. I think he sends you free emails and is the whole thing in there. You can read for free, so it's interesting. So he's trying to promote something else. So I hope it's not going to be. He said he promised to us that he's going to do like more than. Like, it's definitely 40, but there's nothing at the back of this issue, which is a bit worse than because it usually
Yeah.
says a couple of pages, right?
Yeah, not
And
as much back
and a
matter as
lot of
he.
people are talking about more than you realize, right?
Mhm.
Wait, I'm looking at ending at Kaya at 50, not 40, 50.
Yeah, that's what I thought. 50. Yeah.
So in this issue previously to that, it's this issue 33. He says blah 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 blah. And even more so, we get to season 7 and eventually the Big Blau series finale in season 8, ending Kaya with 50.
Okay.
So
So maybe that's more if he doesn't want to spoil anything by showing too many covers or something. So
yeah,
they're
because
not
if he wants
promoting
to
that
do all
stuff
that, thing. Anyway,
under wraps.
maybe it's good because a lot of people more people. I even seen a couple of more videos of people on YouTube talking about Kaya as well, and nothing
Mm-hmm.
but nothing bad about it either. So which is good, you know.
Yeah.
Is it your turn to speak? To find
Yeah.
something.
Let's go back over here. Man, I read some more. So, shout out to Russ Works. I actually didn't look, but Russ Works in my last Sunday chat. I haven't responded to any of those messages that have come through in the comments yet. But Russ Works was saying that I think Herman passed away recently, which I didn't actually look into. But I did have a couple of more of his books. I'll talk about one, and then later on we could talk about the other one. Man, this Rodrigo this is a standalone, just a one book, just a one album story from what I understand. I'm not sure if there was more. I mean, Paulo being in the room, he may know more about this than I do, but it's another one of those books. I kind of hope that it's a standalone because this was such a good read, man. I really, really enjoyed this one. So this is published in 2001 is this edition. And again, this is from the Dark Horse Venture Comics line, or SAF, which stood for, what the hell did SAF stand for again? I can't remember. Strip Art Features. So we're dealing with a king and his son, or supposedly his son, just doing battle. He's got his own castle and he's part of a larger group. And they're kind of laying waste to the countryside, and they're defeating all these Muslims and driving them out of the country, and just running wild on everybody. The father is kind of getting much older and nearing the end of his life, and these battles are really having its toll on him. And again, Herman, with the beautiful night scenes, his night scenes are really impressive, dude. And I love when you see kind of the fire on the same page too. Nice contrast there. So without spoiling much of anything, that's kind of the basic premise. And we start kind of unfolding from there, the story of these characters and the story specifically about this young boy who's set to be the king. and kind of his journey. We get introduced to his father's brother, so his uncle, who is not the greatest guy, and we get into some of his story as well too. He's presented in a very kind of two-dimensional way at first, but then once we actually see him in the story, you get to hear a bit more of his background, which is the stuff that I love about these. Like talking about died a month ago, 85, I think. Yeah, crazy.
Mm.
Like we were saying with Kaya, bad guys can be written well and interesting.
Yes.
And I think he's done very well in here because you get more of a sense of who he is and why he's like that, instead of it just being two-dimensional. And the way he kind of tells, or the way Eve, tells the story, unfolds, and there's this very dreamlike element too here. He's starting to interpret his dreams. This priest that he goes to see is starting to translate some books from places that they've ransacked in books and history that they've stolen, and there's a book that sort of is supposedly the code to your dreams. So he's starting to relive stuff, or he's starting to get some memories potentially of what life was like when he was very, very young. So good. This story is told so well. The ending was so satisfying. I really, really like this. This was a very, very strong read of the week. I think one of my favorite reads of the week, along with the next book, which was a real nice kind of turn. But I think this was my favorite of the read of the week. Yeah, if there's any chance in hell that you happen to see this anywhere, I'd strongly suggest picking it up. It's damn good.
Mm.
Crazy, man. Month ago.
Yep. I looked it up as well, but you were talking, so I didn't want to intervene. You went, so I looked it up, and they were saying that March 22nd he passed away.
Wild.
Mm.
85 is pretty good though. 85 ain't bad.
Mm. Active.
Yeah.
Right. I've read a Mignola's Frankenstein. I've read it before. I haven't read it in sequence, but Mignola seems to be doing with Christopher Golden. Seems to be this Frankenstein character keeps coming back, and we follow him and a girl who is part of the group of people who have him as a god before, praying to him. He was kind of like a statuesque creature until the girl touched him and he got awoken. And drawn by the visions of Willis Sherman with urgent pleas to save the world from the second destruction, Frankenstein and young Leah race against time and evil forces with their own horrifying ambitions to find her and save the planet. So they always have a different artist. This time it's Peter Bergting is an artist for this, and our girl has grown up quite a bit. So I'm a bit confused, like always when you jump into a series we have read from library. I think Frankenstein New World is the one where he got resurrected, and now they are kind of traveling with her because she has this abilities to foresee and talk to plants, kind of thing, and he is also kind of connected to that sort of thing. So they're trying to go for it and save the supposed world. It's just one issue. Some like he always likes to. They all try to do Mignola-esque work, right? Because it's all the same kind of world, so you don't get confused by whom it's done. But not everyone can pull it off. Michelle Madsen is in color. I think she's consistent part of this with Mignola as well, and Christopher Golden's writing. But each artist is have different take on it. It's not bad, but doesn't blow your socks off really. Hellboy is the strong point of the Mignola. He always has been. When he's been dwelling towards something like a different type of the characters, is not always gets people's attention. I think this is going to be the third volume into the series. I think. I haven't. I looked up a little bit, but I wasn't really doing that much research. I just wanted to kind of experience to see where the story is gonna go. I'm definitely gonna wait for it to finish in the volume so I can read this way because they're not really that big. They have creatures like this where she's kind of speaking to this seed, calls her a flower, and they're going to sleep, kind of thing. It's kind of interesting and intriguing in the same sense. And she calls him kind of father, but he's not a father figure. And they have him like because she's a age, teenager age. This is the strong point of this Magnolia-verse. All those creatures with the big mouths gets awakened, and the ones who's destroying and doing destruction in the world. So yeah, nothing to scream about. Didn't blow my socks off, definitely. I think it does read better in volume rather than single format. It's not enough for you to grasp upon. The whole story is easier. I don't know why they call it Frankenstein. Yes, he got resurrected by some things. He used to be like a man. He does have, the lines of the Frankenstein, like the brain side, but it's nothing. And this is how it ends.
Nice.
It's beautiful to look at, but as I say, the story wise, from one issue, it doesn't. As I say, it doesn't get you anywhere. It just gives you a slivering of hope, but then you want more, and sometimes you just forget because of. That's why I was reading, because there was the first volume of the start of the Frankenstein, and I was like, great, and then I've forgotten about it. When I saw this one again, kind of your memory comes back, and I was like, oh, I know this character, and she's like all grown up, and I kind of got confused how far the time has passed because they don't really tell you in the series, right? She's just grown, kind of thing. She's more like teenager bickery and talking like back at you, and she knows everything. How dare you say that she doesn't understand something? So it's funny.
Yeah, I saw that one in the comic shop and had a flip through, but
Yeah,
there's a few like mini series Magnolia-verse kind of things out there, and look through all of them. And it's interesting you say that though, because even when it is a different artist, just like you said, they seem to want to capture the style of Mignola. There was one that I saw where it was Mignola's son, I think, doing the art in it. I don't remember the title off the top of my head,
I
but
heard that
same
his
thing, like
son
it
is
all
doing
just kind
it.
of
Yeah,
looked the same,
you can't. It's there's no point. I don't
Yeah.
really like it. Sometimes you
Yeah.
really want to make them feel like it is something of your own.
hmm
Oh,
So two things, of course. Rodrigo's volume 12 of a larger series. So no surprise there. I'm gonna have to have a look into that a little bit more. I mean, that said, though, it read really well as a standalone.
mm.
Chris Golden wrote the novel, and Maine wrote the Guillermo del Toro Hellboy Golden Army film. Okay.
Oh,
So Chris Golden wrote that one that you were showing off
yeah.
there, I'm assuming, Rasa. Yeah.
Yes. He's writing all the stuff from this
Oh, okay.
Frankenstein series with Magnolia. Magnolia's, I don't know if he's how much, like when they say two writers, how much do you have input in both, like in work from one? Do you know what I mean? Is it just slapstick? Is because of the same universe?
hmm Wish
Yes.
Hellboy was more quality over quantity, but I don't know, might not be looking in right places. I mean, right now it seems like there's a lot of Hellboy universe and Mignola universe stuff out
Mm.
there, all of these miniseries. So there can definitely be a bit of oversaturation.
If
Not to
you
say that it's all bad, but who knows
if
when
you
there's so much
can
of it.
if you read Plague of Frogs is the best thing he started with, and then you
hmm
can continue from there or forward. But Plague of Frogs is just a gem, even better
Yeah.
than some of the Hellboy stories, to be honest, because the consistency of the characters and all that stuff. I
hmm
like Liz Sherman miniseries. If you can get hold of it, it's about her origin story. It's about 4 issues. It's quite difficult to get hold of. Some I remember I struggled to find it, but that story, that 4 issue is great. As concentrating on her only, and it's really nicely done. Oh,
Dark Horse published books 1, 2, and 3 of the
nice.
series. Weird choice. Series shifted to the original characters' descendants after book 10. Going back doesn't make much sense. Yeah, no, for sure. So
Mm,
that's interesting to think of, like a lineage
mm.
throughout this. I'm super curious about this now. I want to find out more about that. I'll do some
Now you're gonna
digging. Thank
be
you, Paulo.
you're gonna go into that world now.
I'm gonna go wild. Yeah, I'm gonna go buck wild.
Sell some stuff to have space for others, eh?
I mean, I have some stuff out in the other room that I'm selling. I've got two short boxes filled
Oh,
with stuff now of things to sell. So, I mean, I just have to. I literally have no more room for shelves. So I
mm,
have to get rid of stuff because I can't
yeah.
live like this with piles of books around me. I can't
How
do it. It
difficult
drives
for
me
you to
crazy.
sell those European albums, though?
I'm not selling European albums. That's the last thing. The only one I'm only selling one, and that's only because I have a double of it. But
Oh,
otherwise, that shit I ain't selling that shit. There's no way in hell.
no, but
I
then,
don't know how easy it would be. I think there
oh,
would be a couple of people that would want it. 420, I'm sure would be interested in it. But
oh,
honestly, I have no interest of selling that stuff, none
okay.
whatsoever.
So
Yeah.
you have your atypical like big twos you selling, or more obscure shit?
Yeah, and then some indie stuff. Honestly, the books on the shelf, it's really hard because I don't have a ton, right? And all the books that are on the shelf, every time I look at that shelf, I just go, no, I can't get rid of that. I can't get rid of that. And it's everything. No, I can't.
Mhm.
Like, I got a bunch of humanoid stuff here. I can't get rid of that. Got a bunch of Modesty Blaze stuff. I got Taboo. I've got some art books. I got
Yeah.
Akira. It's stuff that there's no way in hell I'm selling. I
Mhm.
just can't do it. 420 has a question for you too. Are there
Mhm.
other BPRD you would recommend? A bunch are about to be on sale at a shop this free comic book day.
The best ones is the Plague of Frogs, PRPRD, and then the Hell on Earth is afterwards, so it's continuation of that. So I recommend if you read those after Plague of Frogs. But yeah, I think it's collected, but there's some obscure, like concentrating on characters ones, like BPRD characters. There's some, mini series they came out with, which I don't think it is collected in some places. I don't really know, to be honest. But those two things for BPRD is the best you could go for. Or, as I say, those mini kind of concentrating on characters. If you can find anything with Roger, it's my favorite character of them. He's homunculus, like that car
Oh yeah.
that created from mud, and he is the most obscure little character you can, and extremely good-hearted, and that
Mhm.
makes everybody's a big fan of the character. So find him. That's the best character they have. Even though love Hellboy and Liz Sherman, and of course, don't forget the fish guy. What's his name? Oh my god, why I'm blanking him name?
Abe Sapien.
Yeah, Abe Sapien is great. Also, they also have a what's his name? Oh my god, give me a sec.
And I've read 420. I've read Hell on Earth. I've got the collected editions of them, and they are really great. I haven't read Plague of Frogs, but Hell on Earth was great.
Lobster Johnson is also noir style character. It's very good as well. They have free omnibuy of that collection.
Mhm.
I think I have only two. I think there's two or three. I don't know. I'm getting. I have two, so I'm happy. But if there's a third one in the back of my head already ticking, like, do I have a
Yeah,
missing something?
yeah.
So yeah, so that is great. Yeah.
Hello, Damien,
Garmin.
the dynamic duo indeed.
Yeah.
I'll be Robin.
Uh, Come on.
Um,
Your turn.
so the other one that was a bit of a surprise,
Mm.
in a bunch of ways, another Herman book. This is Hey Nick, Are You Dreaming? So this one, SAF put out 3 volumes of this, and this one is not watercolor stuff, and it's based on Little Nemo, and it was a lot of fun. Very kind of more geared towards young readers for sure, but this was really great. And this main character here, Captain Bang, makes an appearance through here in his dreams. So it starts off just like Nemo in Slumberland, of our Nick going to bed and entering the dream world, and each chapter ends with him kind of waking up. In this one, he's kind of, it starts off, he's floating on some boxes as there's a ship sinking in the background, and he meets Captain Bang, and then he starts opening up these boxes that he gets tied to, that Captain Bang convinces him to tie
Yeah.
to. So this Captain Bang, when he gets really upset, he explodes, and his hat is just left. He'll eventually reappear wherever his hat was. So if his hat kind of floats away in the ocean, the next time he appears, it'll be miles away, or wherever his hat is, that's where he'll reappear after period of time. So it's this relationship that Nick has with all of this cast of character animals. Captain Bang is trying to take them all to a zoo. Just really, really fun. Still very much Herman's style. You can see it especially in the faces. He's got a very distinct way of drawing faces, but this was a real nice kind of surprise, you know, like you said about reading something lighthearted and
Yeah.
not too heavy. This was that book, just like the Lucky Luke, same kind of feeling, just
Oh,
pure enjoyment reading this. Nothing mind blowing about the storytelling, just really
yeah.
really nice stuff and beautiful, beautiful art there. So beautiful stuff. There you go.
So Herman is writing and he used to draw as well. Then is that?
In this one, it says script by Morphe, I think. Let's get that bigger there.
Oh yeah. Ah.
But just Herman. So I don't know what detail that writing is happening. If it's just the general, like
Hmm.
the gist of the story, and he's kind of paneling everything
Yeah.
out,
Yeah.
or if it's like Alan Moore style
Mm-hmm.
writing and paneling and doing everything, you know.
So my turn, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
go. I decided to pick up this thing because of
Mm.
this poison ivy appearance. It's the story starts. I don't know how many parts there will be. The issue 19 came out, but I'm not. I'm still waiting to get a couple more books in my post in order to ask them to be delivered. I was not. I was surprised, but I was because I'm not following this title from a get go. Right, I read first volume. I really enjoyed it actually. I like Dragotta's take on Batman, but this doesn't have Dracota. I don't know if this artist gonna be staying for a while or is he taking over. Hope not, because Dracota is what makes this absolute Batman really um, gets a better spin to it. But Eric Canete is the artist in here. I think he's doing Ink Pulp podcast. I think it's the same guy. I'm thinking of because I just recall the name. I recall the name now by reading it,
Right.
even though I read it before. Anyway, so this is a called. The storyline is called Seventh Kingdom. Of course, I'm a bit lost because there's this Grimes character. In is it the Joker? Is that what the name is of Joker in the absolute Batman universe? I don't know. So I'm a bit confused in that sense, but more than anything, I'm following Poison's Ivy appearance and her iterations in this Batman absolute Batman universe. And it starts really mellow, explaining her growing up in Gotham with her mum, walking around, doing their own things. Then we realizing that her mum is sick, but also there's like crazy experiments happening with our Poison Ivy and what she's up to. And then she's infecting Gotham, of course, and Batman is having this, a bit too much. But there's this character Chainsaw Guy. Is Batman taking that realm? I heard a lot of people saying that this comic book is more appealing to younger generations because it's manga-esque feel to it. Did you hear that?
I have not heard that. I mean, it makes sense though, you know, but I haven't heard that. No.
Anyway, but this guy, artist makes Batty, Bruce Wayne, look like a teenager, man. Huge teenager, but his face looks so young. And here, after a while, I didn't mind, but he's like humongous dude. Like he's like weighing like I don't know how many, 240 pounds or something. He is struggling with buddies in the background of the story, but Poison Ivy is experimenting with human DNA implanting into plant DNA, and of course that was her goal. And she keeps on telling that while this Batman trying to get to her place and see exactly what's going on there with his own eyes. We have a background story about her, what she's doing, and she's going. Yes, oh, there you go. You see, I did hear the right things. Also, what's happening with Batman is that his buddies, all the bad guys, right? So, the Killer Croc, the Two Face, the old neighborhood kids growing up together, right? Another thing in here, spoiler alert, I guess. Bruce's Wayne mum is a Talon. She's the one Court of Owl character, which is maybe something that was mentioned previous issues, because this is issue 17, so it's been quite a while. I read the first 6 issues of this Snyder's work, very famously printing hell of a issues in each comic. It seems to be coming out, has like 5 printings. It's actually quite crazy how popular this book is. And Gordon is in love with Mama because his Mama is alive, right? Or is she? In this issue, there's something happens to her, or next issue happens to his mom. So I'm not sure if that statement is actually true. But it's intriguing to see how Bruce is trying to not to breathe the spores. He, of course, is using fire to defeat Poison Ivy, and she has her iterations, but that's what she kind of looks like now, because she's experimenting way too much with plant, and she has these
Hubba hubba.
eyes, and she has all sorts of kind of things going on with her. Really cool. I mean, I like Poison Ivy no matter which iterations you get, but then it becomes a little bit more freaky. Look,
Yeah, crazy.
is some things happening there. Which mouth, which eyes hers?
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's like something from Shade the Changing Man or something.
yeah. And this is where the Mummies Court of Owls situation happens. They have different look, of course, Court of Owls. They were looking, actually, surprisingly, I have something here. Famous, this is the Eagle Moss collection, Court of Owls edition. The run which Scott Snyder has written, but our Court of Owls looks like that. Anyway, Greco Pulo famously done that run, right? But yeah, I really like when Dragotta's, even her, the way she looks in this Dragotta's style of work is really much better than this supporting character. And then yeah, it shows you a little bit more about his mom's kind of sort of coming back to the Court of Owls, but she's a mom. Gordon is in love with her as well. They're having a relationship. Batman feels very awkward about that. Gordon has actually found out that Batman's real identity. Spoiler alert. And then Batman finds out that Poison Ivy's weakness is this: her mom's heart. That's the only thing has left. What I'm really confused about this writing is the mom, because we found out from the issue beforehand that the mom is dying. Is the Poison Ivy really Poison Ivy, or is it Poison Ivy is a mum? So I'm a bit confused on that point, because there's saying that a poison she died, and the only thing that's left is her mum's heart beating with the plants, kind of making it survive, all of it. But the conversation happening between while fighting Batman and her is that the only weakness you have is your mum, and I don't understand the way it worked out somehow. Another thing which is very surprising, this is how the Absolute Batman's Harley Quinn looks like a bit emo looking girl, right?
Yeah.
I don't mind it, but I really like those blonde locks of Harley Quinn. And then this is conversation with Gordon and Bruce Wayne. Gordon saying, there's no only one person, because Batman is humongous, right, with his costume and stuff like that. And he's saying, the way I found out that you are Batman is because of I know only one dashing young man who's as big as Batman. Is that you? Kind of thing. Anyway, and Barbara Gordon is there. I think she's that character. But also, like when you kind of not reading story from the get-go, it makes it a little bit more confusing. But honestly, after reading this, I want to know more about what's happening next. It's really well written, I guess, but with less information, knowing what happened previously for at least 11 issues or 6 issues, I am a bit confused, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, still enjoying it, even though the confusion is there. There's lots of action. I like the way Batman looks for sure, even though he's kind of covering from spores, because if he inhales the spores, she takes over your DNA, right? And yeah, and I think there's a confirmation in here. He's not afraid to kill Batman, because what he does to Poison Ivy, and he like, no, squish. He squeezes the heart out of the Poison Ivy. So will she survive as her weakness are done, and she just becomes a blubbering mess, or will it continue next issue? Will I find out later on? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'll disclose the information if you care a little bit more.
Thank you very much. That's news from the DC beat there.
But it's intriguing, honestly.
Yeah.
I find it, the more I've been reading, like, I am completely Wonder Woman. I am big fan of her Absolute Wonder Woman run. I read a couple of the stuff, like I read first volume of Absolute Martian Manhunter. I love that one.
Mm-hmm.
I read the Absolute Batman. I like this one as well. So it's nice to see that they have ability to make people excited, and I think it got more what it is now, because I think the original plan, every single Absolute title supposed to have been only 12 issues, right?
Right. Yeah.
But the popularity of Absolute Batman gone absolute sky high.
Yeah, it's exploded.
Even the interviews with Snyder, he said it wasn't his intention to write this story. He was giving us an idea.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got the right guy, I guess, like Dragotta, to work on it, which is really cool. I think this is the best thing you could do, is get like artists like Dragotta to go to work for title like this, and give you that. And how many people were dissing this costume? Now everybody's like, look, it's more involving. Those spikes coming out.
Yeah, no, they love it. Yeah.
Yeah. I used to hate that thing, that
Sure,
segment.
but I mean, what reasons do they love it for? Is it because they're cashing in on it? Because I mean, that first one is gone out of control, right? So
yeah, it's going crazy actually with the first print, because the first printing has what, 13 reprints already?
Holy shit, really? Hey,
at least 10 for sure. I know that 10
wow.
for sure is out. I saw the cover of the 10 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they say they can't stop printing it because people just demanding to have it more.
Right.
So in that sense, it's great. But it's but it's good that like Snyder it seems to be the best to take it. He did that the same thing with New 52 when he came out with those Court of Owls, and everybody was raking it in, but not as much as excitement as it is now with this one. It seems to be. They were crazy about New 52 one. I remember there was like a lot of people complaining they couldn't get hold of issue number 1. They were going sky high but this one is going even furthermore. It's like nobody have seen this kind of like behavior. And I mean, each issue has multiple printings of it. Like a first appearance of that Joker with that gnarly kind of issue cover. I think it's issue 14. I don't know. I don't remember the number. But that one, it has like, because of the Joker's first appearance, of course, everybody is buying it in and selling it for crazy cupcakes.
Mm-hmm. People trying to collect every variant in printing too. Yeah, so wild. Absolutely. Thanks to our foreign correspondent. Morphe was Herman's brother-in-law. Doesn't have that many comics credits, but he's known for being an editor, including a stint in France's main Boy Scouts magazine. That's cool. Thank you, Paolo. The foreign beat.
So yeah.
I mean, I suppose I'm glad that like, sure, people are excited about it. That's great. It's interesting how that stuff blows up, right? Like, you just don't know. Saw claim that Absolute Batman sells 300,000 a month, putting DC ahead of Marvel for the first time in a long time. That's crazy. If true, that's crazy.
Yeah. But did you hear that Warner Bros. Is being sold again?
Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff being sold and bought, and yeah.
So where because that comes with the comics, right? So comic books goes in that realm as well with all this crap. So
Yeah.
now they are on the high. Hopefully they proved somebody of the big higher ups that comics do sell, especially unfortunately to say Batman do sell once again and everything is Batman, but
Yeah.
I mean if you have creators like those, great. If we can continue make it more intriguing to look at. Honestly, even myself is kind of refreshing to look at stuff like that.
Well, and with that kind of stuff, though, I mean, it's always like, is it a blip or will they? Because I mean, they're seeing
Yeah,
the bottom line number, right? Like you said, they don't
yeah.
know much about the industry. So is that a blip, and is that blip enough for them to go, yeah, let's keep this or
Mm-hmm.
cancel all that shit, right? So yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's been long enough for them to realize there's some. I mean, look, it's. I think issue 19 came out, so 19 issues. So it's already been what, 7 issues more than they were expecting it, and the way they printing them all in second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth printing.
Hmm.
I mean, they still the printer is still running, right?
Oh
So
fuck yeah,
while
they'll
it's
keep
running,
churning that shit out as long as the
yeah.
cash is on the table, right? So
When I went to that shop, I said to you because I don't really go there. They have at least this section for all reprints for
fuck
Batman
yeah.
in the shelf. That's for that's comic I'm talking about. So that skinny little book has
Hmm.
that much self, so there's like 20, 30, 40 copies of reprints available for you to get hold of.
Yeah, crazy.
But in small shop like that, the small owner comic shop once again as well. It's not a big chain, and
Right.
I don't tend
Well,
to
yeah, and
visit.
he's got to get people through the door too, right? So
Yeah,
cut
and
to
I
6 months
saw.
from now, it'll all be in the 50-cent bin.
Yeah, I don't
Or
know,
maybe
man.
maybe a year. Maybe a year.
Yeah, I don't. I looked it up to see if there's any like Batman's. Only reprints are in the bins for cheap
Mm,
ish.
hmm.
The one but don't get me wrong, I have like one shop around me, long ass while,
Right.
so
Yeah.
I can't speculate in that sense, not do
Yeah.
it. But one thing I saw in that shop as well, all the hardcovers, the standard hardcovers of absolute runs are there available right there in your face the minute you enter.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to see that as well. Like not only
Yeah,
there's
for
the
sure.
comic books, but the collected editions are there for you
Yeah.
to look at. So which is great, I think.
Hey, yeah, absolutely. And it gets people in the door. That's so great.
Mm,
That's really great.
definitely.
I overheard some guys at one of the last comic conventions last year.
Uh-huh.
They were talking. I overheard some of the guys, like the local guys, talking
Yeah.
that they had people coming to their booth looking for Absolute Batman #1. And
Yeah.
when they would kind of talk to them, do you read any other comics? They said there was a number of people who, we don't read anything else. We're curious about this one. We've heard about this one, and we really want this one. So anything that gets people interested, and hopefully they buy some other stuff. But
Yeah.
it's always cool to hear stories like that for sure.
Secondary markets like like the eBay is always blows to up absolute proportion.
Absolutely.
It's not really a real clear picture. The only clear picture you probably have of that comic book is the comic shops can tell you how
Hmm.
good is the sale. Yeah, so on eBay there's a 10th printing absolute Batman #1. So that's 10th printing. So that's shit slow. And don't forget how many variant covers there is.
Oh, you hold on. You froze and broke up there. How much was it selling for?
Normal. The 10th printing is normal, but I'm
Oh,
trying to
okay.
look.
Okay.
I'm trying to look for the first print and how much is it on eBay. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
We're talking eBay. 100. So it's not so bad, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I saw somebody sold it for free, but it was slabbed.
Hmm.
So slabbed ones are going, of course, higher, like twice or 3 times higher.
Yeah. Yeah. As they usually do. Yeah.
Yeah, and if it's signed also,
Hmm.
but it says I don't know how many it sells. So
Hmm.
okay, so my last reading thing, shall I show you to my?
I'll show you something first before
Oh,
you
okay,
go.
go.
I caught up on Turtles, but I think we talked about that last time.
Oh, I don't. I
I'll
have
show you
not
this
heard you.
one.
I haven't not heard your opinion about it. Do you enjoy it still?
I enjoyed it. Yeah, I like it. it's fun. I like the stuff with Splinter. I like the
Uh-huh.
passing over to the world of the dead and stuff like that is all interesting. It's just not blowing me away. It's not Journeys, but it's enjoyable. I'm getting more used to the art, I would say. Like
Uh-huh.
I'm enjoying the art a lot more than I did I think at first. I
Mm-hmm.
kind of like the way it looks, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it's got this quality to it that I can't quite put my finger on it, but it has this, I don't know, shine isn't the right word, but it's got some sort of like texture to it that I'm kind
Yeah.
of really digging, to be honest. But
Uh-huh.
the story itself is pretty good. Splinter seems to have kind of, lost his mind a little bit, like really focused on
Yeah.
saving his children and stuff.
Yeah.
So when he's
Yeah.
that big skeleton rat thing, it's kind of cool. Like again, all this stuff that's happening now, it feels like there's your toy line. This is a comic for a toy line. Like imagine a big Splinter rat skeleton that you could put the turtles inside, the rib cage opens and you could capture them and stuff. Like it feels like that a little bit, which I'm okay with that.
Mm.
I don't know if it's blowing me away though, but it's an enjoyable read. I think I read 3 issues in a row because I was
Yeah.
that far behind. So
Mm-hmm.
it was also nice to read a big chunk of them together as opposed to one. I
Yeah.
think it read much nicer doing 3 in a row as opposed to just one issue waiting a month. So maybe it's like a trade read.
Mm.
Um, but this one was a
Good.
book, another one that I got in
Oh.
like a dollar bin in Calgary called Lore. And when I did a little bit of digging, it's Con City Comics. From what I could find, this was the only thing that ever happened from Con City. The story is super freaking dull, but the art is super intriguing. Like it feels like this is an artist where I wonder. I didn't look too much into the artist writer Curtis Elzy. This is from 1994.
Mm.
There's some really minimal interesting things happening. Even like the lettering has a bit of an appeal. Like it's again, some of these books, it's cool to see these people early on in their career and they've
Mm-hmm.
got something that I can't quite put my finger on, but you just get the sense that given some time and given some practice, they could probably do something pretty unique.
Mm.
uh some of these shots here, and then especially when we get into some of the other characters, there's this kind of wild texture on fabrics and things that's just these straight lines that I kind of like the way it looks on the page. I don't know how it translates onto camera or anything, but
Mm-hmm.
I'll get to a couple. There's these he gets attacked by kind of these spirits that you can only see out of your peripheral vision, which is such an interesting idea. So he
Uh-huh.
starts having these fights with these, but I mean, I love that page, all of that white and these black figures on there.
Mm.
I thought worked really well. And then he does eventually. There's another figure that's all white, so a nice big, a bit of a bolder line that ends up sort of grabbing and capturing our main character. It was just a pretty sloppy story. All these characters being introduced at once. I kind
Mm-hmm.
of like that page. It has a bit of a manga look with that background, all those lines again. Just bizarre. I'm not sure what that is coming out of them, those shapes. It looks like they're exploding out of his chest or something. So just a very unique looking book. I'm very curious to see if there's anything else that this artist has done, but all of this white on the page is pretty sharp, I gotta say. So yeah, fun to kind of flip through. Not as interesting to read. And anybody who's going to do a map, they're taking their D&D adventure seriously if they're doing a map for the world that the
Yeah.
comic sticks in. And of course, there's a great write up. I want you guys to grow with me. The readers are going to grow with me just as I grow the characters, and I'm going to grow as I write it and stuff, and all of that stuff I love about some of these independent books. So a nice little find for sure.
So that comic book shop we went, there's next to it is Warhammer shop. You know Warhammer?
I do know Warhammer. Yes,
No,
absolutely, I
my
do.
my son is absolutely, he wants to get into Warhammer now world,
Yeah,
and apparently it's only from 12 onwards. So he's still to grow. He's 8. So,
yeah,
but they gave him a free magazine and he got so excited, and
it's
he
awesome.
saw all those stuff like where you can paint your figurines and stuff like that. So he's like, next time, mom, next time. He always says that, next time, mom,
Yeah.
you're gonna buy me some. I was like, no, I'm not
Yeah.
buying
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And he's like, why not? It's like that's another expensive thing you want to get into as well. So, but it's actually quite nice because he's like, because you mentioned D&D, and I just it got me that
Hmm.
memory of him. So he's really excited about it. I don't know why he's excited about it. I mean, he's always seen that shop. He never wanted to get
Miniatures.
into. He likes the creatures. You see, he likes all
Yeah.
those
Yep.
the orcs and those.
Ah, they're fucking awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
exactly. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're probably gonna
There
have
was
a
a
go on.
there was a model shop here where when Jaden was young, they had a great incentive to get these kids in the door where they would give you a free figure and then
Oh
you
wow.
could sign up for a painting workshop.
Uh
You
huh.
had to buy the paints and the supplies, but then they'd
Yes.
take you through how to paint the individual figures, which
Mm.
was a genius marketing. Get the kid in the
Yeah.
door, here's a free thing. Like you
Yeah.
said, a free orc or a goblin or whatever it
Yeah.
was that you would get. We never actually did it because I came to my senses because I was equally excited about it. And I'm like, hold on a second. If we go down this road, I don't have a table to do these fucking
Uh-uh.
miniatures battles,
Yeah,
and now we're gonna be
exactly.
painting and like I can't get into this hobby. But
Yeah.
it super cool to walk through and see all the little miniatures and the
No,
monsters were of course fantastic. Yeah.
the only way I could go around going into shop and getting those figurines is actually print it myself
Yeah.
because I have a 3D printer, so I can
Hmm.
print it for him and see how far that world goes into because
Hmm.
it can go. The paints are crazy pricey these days.
Yeah.
So that kind of world and you need space, like you say, and we don't have that shit like that. But
Well, and the
he's
amount
very
of
excited.
characters you need to actually have like a proper game or a fight,
Yeah,
right? Like you need your army, and then you need someone else with their army, and you need
exactly.
this big 4x8 battlefield or 4x4 with all these buildings on it and terrain, and like you can make some of that stuff cheap, but man,
Yeah,
it's a money sucker, that world.
but he
It
was
does look
so
like an absolute blast, though. I will say it looks like a
yeah.
lot of fun.
He was so excited. He was so giddy almost to point. He was just wanted me to show because all those they have those boxes with all these pictures on them and there's this character and there's this character and mom look at this one. I was like, oh my god. I was just like
Mhm.
take away the sun as soon as possible because
Yeah.
it's gonna be a tantrum going on here. But he is
Yeah.
very excited about it. So it's so funny. But yeah. He loves this he likes all the obscure characters. I mean, still Minecraft is he's so into Minecraft because of that as well. So he likes the bad guys, he likes the good guys. He gets
Hmm.
so excited about it. Anyway, so my last thing which I got hold of in that because I haven't and I know you have read it already is this.
Hey, nice.
So finally I can say I've read it as
The
well.
one shot.
Yes, the one shot about
So
Ricky
what did you
Lawless.
think?
It's a typical story of his. It's of course you knew he fucked up, right?
Yeah.
the minute the minute you like realize, well, he gets money, he owns the money, he has this guy, he gives you a job, and somehow miscommunication, and of course he has to take an extra step and do like, oh, I have to wait, right? Damn, I have to go sit down and wait, and then he decides, oh, I'm just gonna I have a little bit of one thing, right? And then he realized what he sniffed and it's completely different what he expected it to have. I was like, how do you get into this situation? What's really bizarre and obscure is the paper they used in this one. I
Mhm.
didn't really expect it.
I
When I
love it.
flipped, I mean, I do enjoy it, don't get me wrong, but I didn't realize. Oh, looks like so much time.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Children's Hospital book sale. I always miss it, and it's always sounds like it's incredible. I think it happens at St. Vital Mall, but
Hmm.
they had a shelf of Warhammer books. Looks like so much time and money and knowledge diving. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Um, so yeah, I like the colors. I mean, I really like the story. It didn't give it like much, but it's just you realize this world, and of course they try to advertise it that it's coming up this streaming platform near you. But when this thing happens, you know,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It's funny how he is explaining this situation where he's having this chick coming into the room and it doesn't realize, he doesn't really know if it's real or is it just mind playing tricks on him because he was watching porno while waiting for somebody.
Yeah.
It's so hilarious on that sense, you know. But then, of course, what I really enjoyed after that story, of course, the story was great, one of it to the point kind of thing. It really didn't mess around with it, which really did help. I think, don't you think?
Mhm.
So it to
I
the
loved it. It's one of the better criminal things I think I've
yeah,
ever read. I absolutely loved that issue.
yeah, and then of
Laughed out
course
loud a couple of times.
this is really helpful. Welcome to the world of criminal and how he
Yep.
explains all the characters, what he written, where he got this idea from, how important this character is, in all that stuff. That's really kind of like really great to advertise.
Yep.
I
Super
didn't
smart.
realize that this guy he's kind of like almost seeing himself in them,
Hmm.
at Brubaker. But yeah, it's very strong writing, and of course Teague Lawless, everybody
Hmm.
the worst guy of the criminal, but everybody loves him, right? Because
Hmm.
he's so crazy and stuff like that. And of course, they have this kind of funny stories of how they doing stuff and what's happening to them. So yeah, I'm glad I got it finally because like I really kind of wanted to. I always do. I enjoy. Okay, let me put this thing. I really like in comic format Edinburgh Break and Sean Phillips rather than collected editions. I understand the principle and the point they were trying to make, and it's all contained in one volume, blah blah blah, saves you money, blah blah blah. But it just reads better, don't you? I don't
Mm.
know. I still like it a lot. Jacob Phillips is doing coloring. It's not really the paper really muted the color schemes. I mean, it looked really. I think it would look nice in gloss because of the color schemes they're using in this one story,
Hmm. Hmm.
especially because I like those blues, reds, and purples in combination. I think that really suits the style of what Sean Phillips and does it in his work. And that in this sort of pretend newspaper magazine paper, it's too muted, but it
Mm.
didn't distract you from the story. I mean, that's really nice paper to read the comic, and it's quite a lot of pages for one single
Yeah. Yeah.
story, right? So it's well worth to getting. But I'm actually when I saw it, I was like, no, I can't resist it. I have to get it because I didn't get it in the first place.
Yeah.
And of course, it did help me to, you know, flip through it at the beginning. And I remember I straight away recalled your happy face. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
have it.
It's so good. I just found it such a tight,
Yeah,
beautiful little story. And
yeah,
like I'm a big fan of I'm reading George V. Higgins. I'm reading this
uh huh,
I'm reading The Rat on Fire. So George V. Higgins, he did Kogan's Trade, The Digger's Game. He's done a bunch of crime books. They did a
yeah,
couple of movies based on his books.
uh huh.
Friends of Eddie Coyle, and then Killing Them Softly with Brad Pitt.
Oh,
And what I
okay.
love about his writing style is he'll take, because he was a lawyer, so he'll take some of these dialogues, these conversations that he heard from criminals, and
Mm-hmm.
put them into books and put them as characters. This book is about an arsonist who
Mm-hmm.
goes around and he'll burn down people's buildings, and he's talking to a guy. He's
Yeah,
got rats in his buildings, and he's trying to here's how we can use that. Rats get into walls, they chew on wires, they yada yada yada, right? So but some of the dialogue is so funny because it's just guys talking shit. And
mm.
I think that's what he captured so well in that criminal issue. This story that you would overhear in a bar, somebody saying, "Oh man, you should have seen what happened to me last week. Let me tell you this story." Because there's that
Yeah,
real sort of
yeah,
guys at bars telling stories that maybe are mostly true, but there's some things that are a little bit of bullshit to kind of make the story better. I loved it. I thought it worked so well. It was really, really good writing in that one.
yeah. I really like the way you drew this cover, the reds
Yeah.
and the black and white. So
Yeah.
cool. It almost feels like almost like a photo of a person, right?
Hmm.
But yeah, it's funny how the wrong place he went into. It was just so
Yeah, I
and what
loved
he
it. Yeah, it's so
and he
great.
took his supposed to be a gambler's money, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Yes." I find it almost
And then just gets high and just fucking, it's so funny. It's so great.
and then shoots the guy, but he didn't really
Yeah.
want to shoot a guy. Like, stop it!
Yeah.
Like, I was about to go away, and then you were end up shooting him like properly, like in the face, in
Yeah.
the stomach, where you basically deadly. I mean, he's really good at, and that recollection of his like almost to a point where he has really bad memories of his dad's relationship.
Yeah.
And then that basically kind of entails a situation where how he was brought up and where he was at. And I think it really did help. So yeah, it's nice the way, as I say, it's a pity that Ed Brubaker doesn't do comic books like this anymore, to be honest, because I think
Mm-hmm.
he's really very clever in ability of him to write down a storyline really simplistically, right? And it's just to a point, to a T, and the set is done and finished. It's just he needs to go on with the graphic novel side. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah, I mean that ability to recognize a story
yeah,
and recognize a small chunk of time and how that would
yeah,
relate in a story, I think is pretty good. And I mean that's what makes that whole criminal universe so good. There's so many characters, and he can kind of like what kind of story, which character would that go with? You know, he can sort of end up having these ideas and writing for one of his characters. You know,
hmm,
yeah, it's good, man. And I hope, fingers crossed, I hope that translates to the screen, right? Because again,
mm,
this idea of how to write an episode, like we were talking about with Daredevil and some of these shows that we end up watching, it
yeah,
seems like they don't know how to write for an episode where it's that episode gave us fucking nothing. Like that was horse shit, and it becomes more frustrating. So I'm
yeah.
hoping he can solve that problem and really give you something within an episode
Mm.
that is a nice bite-sized story before you, and then that leads into a bigger overarching story, right? So
So I
because
would
all of those
there's
criminal books are like that.
so I looked at the back catalog because it's right at the back of the comic book. It shows you exactly what they have done. So House of Unholy I haven't read. And all that Reckless stuff. I have one book of Reckless.
Mhm.
And then I think the pulp was one of the most memorable things of that shit what has come out. So one of the
Yeah,
most enjoyable thing I read
yeah,
from the
Pulp
like
was
the
good for sure.
collection.
Yeah,
And where the body was. Have you read that one?
no, that's one that I haven't read. I'm just looking at my shelf. That's one that I haven't read.
Yeah, I didn't hear good things about the Houses of Unholy.
Yeah, did I have? I
You
don't think
you
I
read
have that one.
Night
Yeah, that's another
Fever.
one that I haven't read. I don't think.
Night Fever was good. It's about a guy also who goes into the hotel and pretends to be somebody he's not supposed to be pretend. So that was good read.
Yeah,
Where
yes,
the
that one
body.
was good. I remember that one. Yeah,
So the I think the last one they did the Houses of the Unholy, and I have not heard. There's this freaky picture of the girl on the picture,
right.
and I'd never picked up. I haven't even seen it. Like so, like I always scroll through the bookstores of whoever has the graphic novels, and I have barely seen anything like Reckless. Haven't seen at all on the shelves. It's kind
Hmm.
of interesting. Brubaker's kind of like section, at least in UK, I'm talking about, right? So really little, sparse kind of thing. Brubaker work with Sean Phillips,
Hmm.
even though Sean Phillips is a UK based artist, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, mainstream more than anything else. I have not heard anything since the criminal announcement of that TV show. It's like they are both quite quiet, right? They have not been really advertising themselves that much,
Yeah,
even
no, I
though,
mean, I don't think I've heard anything from them, to be honest.
yeah, exactly. If I have
What
done
does
anything,
IMDb say about Criminal? Let's see.
they have no. We have no trailer, no trailer, right?
I doubt it.
Yeah, it's kind of shit.
2026. It says 2026.
Really?
Let's see.
It's on Prime, right? Prime took Amazon bought it. I
Fucked if
think
I
Amazon
know.
bought it, the rights.
Oh, these fucking ads, Jesus Christ. So it has 8 episodes for the first season, and
Mm.
episode 1, all it says is 2026. It doesn't say a date. And then there's no information on the page. Nothing at all. So yeah, it's there's a placeholder basically on IMDb, but that's it.
Mm. Interesting. Kind of shit.
Cool. That's pretty much it for me.
Yeah, me too. I don't have anything else.
Let me just
I haven't
see.
read.
Turtle we talked about. That was last week. That was last week. Yeah, that was all
Oh,
last week. So yeah, no, that's it.
you did pick up Batwoman too, but you didn't. I didn't read yet
I
because
did.
I
No, I
haven't had
haven't
it.
read it. I want to try to find issue number 1 first. I'm hoping to, because now I'm off work, I have a bit more time, I'm hoping to hit a couple of the comic shops, see
Yeah.
if I can find issue number 1. I'm gonna go to Red River Bookshop tomorrow probably. I think they're open on Mondays. I'm not 100% sure.
So because I'm doing
420, if you're still in the room, maybe
because
let me
I'm
know.
doing the jury duty, I'm not really sure how everything gonna go and how everything runs. But I'll definitely we keep in touch anyway, so we'll find a way.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, tomorrow jury duty.
Let's hope you catch an interest in case. Remember, write down everything the perps say, and you too can write a criminal book. Write it all down, change the names, and there you go.
As far as I know, I'm not supposed to disclose anything or
You can
record
make shit up.
anything.
You can elaborate.
Put a spin to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah,
right on.
that's far we go. Yeah.
So we'll see. Maybe so. What we're saying is maybe next week, but we'll see how things go. Thanks very much, everybody. Okay, yeah, till 3. Yeah, I can never keep track of when places are open either. Thanks very much, 420, Damien. Nice to see you, Paulo Costa. Who else do we have? Comix Progressive as well too. And I think that's it. So hopefully we'll see you next week. Later, everybody.
Subscribe.
Like, subscribe, pound it, smash it. Later.